Let's be honest, friends. Most BEE exam aspirants are working professionals, right? Long shifts, deadlines, meetings, travel, and still the pressure to prepare. But here's the truth. You do not need 5 to 6 hours of daily study. You need structured study, right? And that's exactly what I'm teaching in this particular video, friends. Most people think BEE exam preparation requires quitting your job, studying full time, or reading every single page of the guidebooks. But that's not how exactly you need to prepare, friends. Especially for those people who work 8 to 10 hours a day. I mean the working professionals, right? This is not exactly the strategy you should be building up, you know, after working 8 to 10 hours a day. The real challenge isn't the exam itself. The real challenge is time management, consistency, and knowing what to study first. So if you are a working professional, your preparation must be different. You need a system that fits into your lifestyle, not a system that demands unrealistic hours. And therefore, in this particular video, I am going to show you how to start BEE exam preparation, be it energy auditor exam, energy manager exam. So how you need to start your BEE exam preparation 2026, even you are exhausted after work. How to use micro study sessions to build momentum. Because cracking BEE exam isn't about studying more. It's about studying right. Hi, I am Chandan Sudeep, and if you are preparing for the BEE Energy Manager exam or Energy Auditor exam 2026, this video is your starting point. So let's begin your BEE journey smart way, friends. So when I talk about the working professionals preparing for competitive exams, I'm not speaking about theory, friends. I have lived that life where I used to also struggle preparing for the exam after working late hours, right, in the office, right? So this is something very, very difficult stage, or very, very difficult for any working professional to study late night to prepare for the exam after working full day during the day in the office. So this is something even I have lived that life, friends, and I have struggled myself while I was preparing for the exam. So if you're watching this, chances are you are living it too. I mean, if you're watching this video, it is, which I can understand, you must also be facing the same problem which I have faced in my personal life, friends, while preparing for the exam. There were days when I used to open my books at 11 p.m. because I used to work in the daytime and then coming late evening home, and then I used to open my books around 10, 11 p.m. in the late evening, friends. Not because I wanted, because that was the only time left for me after the office work deadlines and calls and a lot of staged longer work during the daytime, friends. You do not get the luxury of full day study, right? Because this exam is mainly for the working professionals, so you must be working somewhere, and it's very, very difficult to bring out your time, to get the time out of it where you can prepare during the office hours. It's not possible, friends, right? And then beyond this, you also might be having the family responsibility. This is something I have, you know, countered with, where I used to also have the family responsibilities. So you must also be having your family responsibilities, right? Beyond your office hours, your family commitments, and which you cannot ignore it, right? Because family isn't a distraction; it's your anchor. I mean, it's your, you know, you have to think about your family, about your work, and balance them. After having all these, then you think about the exam preparation, friends. So after a full day work, your brain doesn't want to solve numerical problems or memorize standards. It wants rest. And yet you push yourself because you know your dreams won't chase themselves, right? So let's be honest, friends. Working professionals do not get 6 to 8 hours of study time every day. Most days you barely get 1 to 2 hours, and some days nothing at all. You are so busy, super busy, that you do not get time to even go through even a single chapter or single page of the book. So this is something, a very important point I wanted to bring out, because this is where you people struggle. I have also struggled in my personal life when I was preparing for the exam, right? So you have to have a bit of need to have smart study. not long study. You need to think smartly how you can utilize the time you get to prepare for the exam. Even I used to feel guilty for not studying long hours before, but later I realized that smart study is the only way working professionals survive and can succeed, friends. Right? So this is something I want to bring out, that this is the reality of for the working professionals, where professionals struggle for the exam preparation. And there I am going to help you out to how you can prepare for the exam yourself, or how what kind of strategy you can build in to prepare for the exam smartly, friends. Not staying too long, late hours, late night hours, right? So you need exam oriented preparation, not textbook oriented preparation, friends. And there I am going to help you out in this particular video, and going forward in the number of videos which I am going to post in this particular channel, friends. So stay with me and let's understand how you can prepare for the exam, friends, right? So I'll prepare a lot of videos, a series of videos on the exam preparation. If you're new to the channel, friends, please do subscribe channel, because this will motivate me to prepare more videos in the upcoming days for you, which will literally help you boost your confidence and help you to prepare for the exam, friends. So the step one, what you have to do, I have just tried to bring a bit of context on how you can start your preparation journey. So to start with, let's target the first 90 minutes, 1.5 hours in a day time, where you can start with the concept building first, then next 30 minutes for the formulas, diagrams you can focus on, and next 30 minutes on the numericals. You need not spend too much time to start your journey, because after some time what happens, you get overburdened with a lot of concepts, a lot of formulas, a lot of numericals. So, and then you literally get tired. Already you are exhausted throughout the day in office. So you will not feel like reading the books or the chapters after few days, right? So it gets overwhelmed for you, right? And then you lose interest. You start losing interest. So it happened with me also. I was getting exhausted. Then I started reading late evening, and then after few minutes I used to get literally bored or exhausted, and I used to sleep. So what you can do best is you should target only 90 minutes time in a day. That also late evening I'm calling, like anytime if you want. If you talk about late evening, 90 minutes is good, or even in the daytime during office hours, wherever you get time, you can target first 90 minutes to start with, such that you can build the interest. So within 90 minutes, what you can do is you should start first of all working on the concepts. Read the chapter, understand the basic concepts, right? Then you can highlight those concepts slowly. Start highlighting them. Then you can slowly focus on the formulas and the diagrams. Let's say chapter 1, what formulas do you have? Start marking them, the formulas, right? And then focus on the numericals, not the heavy numericals, small numericals you can start with. This will generate your interest, friends. So second day, next day, when you come back, so you did not deep dive too much. You have already highlighted the concepts which you read yesterday, right? Same the formulas you read yesterday, right? And few numericals. Again, next 90 days, you can add more concept to what concept you had highlighted the last day. And this way you can carry on. So 90 minutes strategy, which I am asking you to build up to increase your interest on reading the books, on reading the chapters, not like randomly whatever you felt like you read the chapter, whatever chapter you felt like you started with, and then you get bored, you get overwhelmed, overburdened with a lot of concepts, and then slowly you lose interest, and then you feel like I won't be able to crack the exam. It's not for me, it's too much for me. So I feel like we should start slowly start reading the theories, not aggressively. Understand why behind any topic we talk about, why this is happening, why this is the reason, why, right? How? Then make all the notes, and this you revise it every day, slowly, and this will literally help you out and increase your interest in reading the exam, books or the guidebooks which I'm talking about, right? And it works, friends. It literally works. It has worked for me also when I was getting overwhelmed, and I started this practice, and this literally helped me. Working profession don't retain information from long study hours, but short focused blocks. So you focus, not having too much of reading at one time will help you. Focus on short time period, right? Such that you do not get burned out, do not get feel exhausted, right? So study smart, not long, friends, and this will literally help you after office hours, after dinner. You can have some time to go through, and this will literally help you out, friends. Now, slowly, what you can do, the step two, which I'm talking about, is a weekly study plan. So you started initially with the step one, which I discussed in the last slide. After having a bit of confidence, you started learning the context, the concepts, the basic numericals, right? Basic diagrams. So once you started building your interest, the step two comes into picture, where after a few days you can plan like weekly study plan, right? Where Monday to Friday you can target one chapter per day, or five basic numericals, or better good numericals, or per day, or one diagram per day. So this is something you can strategize for Monday to Friday, and then Saturday you can have the revision of the 2 hours. Whatever you read or practiced for the entire for 5 days in the week, working days. So Saturday and Sunday you can revise. So Saturday you can have 2 hours revision and a bit of one mock test also be possible. And on Sunday you can have 3 hours deep study and solve 20-25 numericals, whatever possible for you, friends. So this is something, a strategy you can build up slowly. And this is not the step first step which I discussed in the last slide. Once you have more interest, you have started getting interest now, taking interest now, reading the materials, reading the guidebooks, and solving problems, solving numericals, and understanding the formulas. Then slowly step two is applicable to you, where you can have a weekly study plan, and we can practice all this which I'm talking about in this particular slide, friends, right? So you can start on Monday to Friday with these, Saturday 2 hours revision, and Sunday. This is something I'm trying to plan for the entire 2 to 3 months, which you are getting time for exam preparation, friends, if you haven't started from before, right? So this strategy I'm trying to help you understand, make you understand, which will help you to clear the exam, friends, right? Now, step three is micro study techniques. What I mean by micro study technique is, uh, while you study, you should take small, gap. Like you should have lunch breaks, tea breaks, not like whole day studying, right? Even from what I used to do personally is I used to make the notes which I told you, and those notes I used to go through before falling asleep, right? So before sleeping, I used to just revise a bit, or sometimes when I'm walking in the park. So while commuting or while walking, also I used to read. I used to carry the notes in office wherever I get time. I'm not carrying the entire book or books or guidebooks. I'm just carrying the notes which I have built. Can be few papers, sheets, or a small copy, a diary where I have noted the key pointers which I studied yesterday, right? And then I should revise it. More I revise those key concepts, the formulas, the numericals, more it will get into my mind, right? So kind of formulas, flashcards you can use, kind of diaries you can use, or anywhere if you want to prepare the notes, you can keep it handy for you, friends. And this is something you can, while you eat, while you travel, while you in office working, you can just bring the chit out, the notes copy out, and just you can go through them. Need not by heart anything, just go through. More you go through, more confidence you'll get, friends. This is my personal experience I'm sharing with you, because this is the way I used to read. Maybe it may differ from person to person, but I used to do the same strategy, which helped me to clear the exam, and that's what I'm sharing, my personal experience. You may try, if you feel like I am making sense, you may try it out. Make small notes, keep notes, whatever you read, write it somewhere, friends. And then do not carry the entire book with you every time. Carry that, whatever, diary or notebook or anything, formula sheets, flashcards, whatever you feel like comfortable, carry it with you. You can also read like the audio notes you can make, and this is something I should not practice, but it can also be a suggestion to read the audio notes. You read it and then keep it handy. You can just put your earphone and you can hear them, whatever you have read, right? So these are kind of strategies you can make, micro study techniques, which will help you to prepare for the exam and will help you get more and more confident, friends. Now, step 4, how to study after office, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. For example, you are commuting in any metro or any public conveyance if you are there, right? So, what kind of things you can do? So, one thing is the notes which I told you to study, right? Keep it lighter. Do not carry too much of notes, right? So, keep the light concepts notes which you have noted down before. Read them, right? Quick revision kind of things. Keep it handy for you. Formulas mainly you can go through the formulas because grasping the formulas is not easy, and if you do not know the formulas you will not be able to apply them. So what you can do after 7 p.m. or after 8:30 p.m. around, right, after office time, what you can do is you can revise these formulas, you can memorize these formulas again and again, quickly revise the notes which I was talking about, the diagrams or the light concepts, because this is the time when you're coming after the office, right? So you need not deep dive with too much of concepts, too much of heavy formulas, too much of heavy numericals or the diagrams. I am suggesting you to keep it lighter. All the light notes, all light formulas, all the quick revision kind of materials, these things you revise in this kind of time period, friends, right? And step 5, weekend deep study method. So what I said is something, Monday to Friday you can have all this reading, and keep the weekend for the deep study because you get too much time that time. Practice is this thing for next 2 to 3 months before the exam. So solve one full chapter numericals, revise the formulas, attempt the mock test questions, right? And on Sunday you can have like study toughest chapters. So you can filter out, even I'll guide you. Some of the chapters may be more typical for you, critical for you, more heavy for you, tough for you. Keep it for Sundays. Solve the case studies during Sunday period, right? Because you are more relaxed that day. You do not have any heavy workload or office tension, right? So you can keep it all the heavier materials to revise to study on Sunday, friends, and also create the summary notes, which will also again help you in the next week to start revision, friends, right? So this is the strategy for the weekend where you can have the heavy lifting of the material which you read, which you practice, the mock test, the case studies, all these things can be done in the weekend time, friends. And step 6 is avoid the burnout because it's a 2 to 3 months journey. It's not about 1 week or 1 day, right? So you start proactively learning, working on this. After few days, that's what I repeated even in the initial part of the video, that you literally struggle after some time, after few days. Your interest area loses, right? You lose the interest, and then you feel like, why the hell I'm preparing for this exam? So I'm not the one who will be able to crack the exam. It's too much for me because of the workload, family pressures, a lot of things. And then after so much of struggle, you do not get time for the study, and then you get frustrated and you leave exam, or you do not feel confidence to face the exam, and then you are left out. So avoid the burnout. You have to have the heavy sleep, sound sleep, right? Take breaks while you study, and do not study for 4 to 5 to 6 hours in a one go. I used to not. So small steps which I have told you literally will help you out in preparing for the exam, friends. So working professionals who cleared BW exam, as per my experience, as per my friends I know, they literally didn't study for 9 hours whole day because they didn't get time, even including me. And they have cleared exam with this kind of practice or this kind of mindset. You can go ahead and you can practice, and then you can clear the exam, friends. And this is not me. Even I have heard a lot of people, a lot of my friends, colleagues who also have cleared the exam with this kind of practice because they also get exhausted after long office hours working in office, and also with the family pressure, family burdens, responsibilities, right? I hope the content was useful to you. I just tried to explain you being a working professional is not easy for you. to crack the exam, because although you may be skilled, you may be good in studies, but time management is something is very important, because after few days, although you're good in studies, you may struggle in reading the books, reading the guidebooks, and practicing the formulas, practicing the numericals, right? So you may struggle. So I hope the content was useful to you. It will motivate you to how to make a strategy to prepare for the exam, friends. So comment working if you are a working professional. So give me an idea what kind of audience I have, whether I'm talking to the working professional or a student or a fresher or a young professional. So just write working if you are a working professional and going to take exam in 2026, either energy auditor exam or energy manager exam, friends. And thanks for watching the video, friends. You can follow me on LinkedIn. I'll drop the link in the description below. You can follow me on LinkedIn, friends, and you can email me if you have any queries. Also, you can drop in the comment section any thoughts, any queries, any suggestions for me, which will help me, which will motivate me to create more thoughtful video with better content, friends, right? Like and share the video. Do share it with your friends if you feel like it may be important for them as well, and if they are going to prepare for the exam. Do subscribe to channel, friends, if you're new to the channel, because this is something going to motivate me to prepare more videos for you, because I am working for you to help you clear the exams, friends. And I will be posting lot many videos in the coming days. But for that, I also need a bit of motivation. This subscription will motivate me to prepare more good content for you, which will help you to prepare yourself for the exam, friends. So thanks for watching the video. See you in the next video. And until then take care of yourself and keep learning, friends.